I'm going to show you guys all the ways to get one of the best pals in the entire game, ANUBIS. Now, first of all, like many other pals, the first and easiest way to get this pal is by getting it in an egg. Now, large rocky eggs, they can actually spawn anywhere on the entire map. They're not really region specific like some other eggs, and they look like this. So if you happen to find one of these in the wild, there is a very good chance you are going to get ANUBIS from this, but it is pretty rare to do. Now, if you're in the beginning of your game, if you're only level 1 through like 10 or something, this is probably your best bet on getting ANUBIS very early. So you're going to want to run around one of the best egg spawns in the game. There are so many maps for this. I am going to put a few of the maps up at the end of the video, so you guys can just pause over there and go look at the egg spawns if you want to see them. And they're actually really easy to run, only take a few minutes, and you can get up to like 20 eggs in just a few minutes, and probably one of them will be ANUBIS if you do this for long enough. Now, that is a little bit of a riskier take, and if you're a higher level, then your time is probably spent elsewhere. And that is where we are going to go into method number 2, probably the easiest method for most people, which is breeding. Now, if you're a fairly high level, breeding this pal is pretty easy. You can see I got him right here in a huge rocky egg. It takes 4 hours of gameplay for the egg to fully incubate, since this has one of the best pals in the entire game. But you can just like leave your PC on or something. It doesn't take that long. It's not that annoying. However, getting the right pals to breed this is the annoying part. So first of all, you are going to need a Yormuntide. Now, there are 2 guaranteed spawns for this dragon. The blue one, not the Yormuntide-itis, which is the red one. You are going to need the blue one, which is either here at the chords 355, -80, or right here on the left of the map, which is -180, -275. So these 2 spawns are the Yormuntide. Most players already have this pal, since it is very, very useful for many other things. So most people will probably have it already. It is kind of a hard fight. However, there are many ways to like cheat around it, get around it. You can change your settings, you can use a few glitches, you can just shoot them up and then catch them at the end. There are many ways to get this pal, so it's not too annoying. Secondly, the second pal you're going to need is actually a Kiton. I have one here working for me right now. Now remember guys, when you are breeding pals, you are going to need the different genders. So this one is actually a boy. You need to make sure that the Kiton you get is going to be the opposite gender of your Yormuntide. Now, you actually find these in a very specific location. You find these up here in this little mountain snowy area around 275. I actually have a base up here, but you can usually find them sleeping along the edges of this crater. But one big thing to remember is they only spawn at night. So once it is nighttime, you're going to want to head up here to this little nipple looking region. You're going to want to catch as many Kitons as you can, just to make sure you have the opposite gender of your Yormuntide. The Yormuntide is pretty big sometimes, which is really annoying. You can see I can barely see out of my screen, but I am up here on the snowy mountain where you catch the Kitsune. So I'm going to put these 2 in the breeding farm, and then we're going to get down to business. I don't know where he went. He just disappeared into the ground. We're going to need to put some cakes up there along with the 2 correct people. He fell all the way through the ground, but I think he's still connected to the breeding farm. Where is our Kitsune? That is the question. Or Kiton, or whatever his name is. I know a lot of you guys are going to yell at me for messing up the name, so it's okay. That's how it has to be sometimes, boys. That's how it has to be. So I have a boy Yormuntide, which means I'm going to need a girl Kitsune. They're so fast you can hardly grab them sometimes. Okay, and we're going to bring this guy up to the breeding farm, give him some cakes, and we should be good to go with another ANUBIS egg. Now remember, ANUBIS is one of the best workers in the entire game, so I'm actually going to breed several of them, not just one, which means we're going to need a lot of cake cooked up. Now if we look at the ANUBIS's stats, he has level 4 handiwork, which is really good, level 3 mining, and level 2 transporting. So you can have like 3 or 4 of these. I've seen up to like 8 at one time in the base, and they are extremely OP to have in your base. They go to work. Now obviously, the third option for getting this ANUBIS pal, I think most of us know about this already, is you can go capture the boss. Now, the boss is located, if you haven't found him yet, over here at about -120, -100. This is one of the hardest bosses in the entire game, and he's pretty hard to catch, so this one is kind of a last resort. There's really no helpful tips for going over and catching him. It's kind of just like good luck. If you're strong enough, you can get him. The other two methods are so much more preferable, especially if you are a lower level, because if you're high level trying to catch this Anubis guy, good luck. Now you can head over here. There's going to be a huge statue of Anubis. Most of you guys have probably been here or died to him or just got him at this point, but for the newer players, you can see what it looks like. There's really no getting around this guy. He is too OP. He's going to be dodging your attacks. He's going to be lighting you up. So if you're going to come here to fight him, you better have a pretty strong pal. So let's actually fight him with his own person. We have two Anubises going back to back. I think mine is much stronger since I've upgraded him several times. So we'll see how he does. Yeah, he does like 300 per hit. This guy is done for. Ours is definitely going to win. Okay, update, ours did not win. Yeah, he is getting cooked. However, we have a few other options that are much better that I think we should be able to clutch it out with. This guy does not mess around. You can see he moves all over the place. He be dodging, ultra instinct. He's on fire. We should be able to take care of him here. I think my Jetragon is a much better pal than him, but my Anubis for some reason was giving up. He's a baby. I must have caught like the terrible Anubis or something, and my dragon's not really doing much. Oh, and I accidentally killed him. However, that's pretty much what it looks like. This guy is extremely strong. He's not to be played around with. Good luck trying to catch him. The other two methods are much better. And here are a bunch of maps for the eggs if you want to zoom in, pause, and try and look for him there.